Hello, everyone. This is Alfredo with Real Talk, and today I actually have the pleasure here of sitting down with Suriel Cruz. Suriel, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien,
How you doing, brother?
Good. Thank you,
Nice
man.
to see you. Thank you for being here.
No, thank you for the invite.
I know Suriel for a long time, and we've been trying to connect for a long time. We talk all the time. We see each other all the time, and then we're like, bro, let's do it. We're like, you know what? Well, let's get it done.
Right.
Suriel, thank you for being here.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for taking the time. First of all, for the audience, I know that a lot of people know you, but tell them who you are, where you come from, and then we'll get started with that.
Okay, well, I'm Suriel. I was born in Mexico City.
Chilango.
Mexico City. Born in Mexico City, and then came to Las Vegas when I was 3 years old.
Oh, wow.
I came very young age.
They brought you here, screw it.
Sin visa, con prisa. Very young.
Very young, okay.
Nada de inglés en ese tiempo.
Okay.
Nothing of English back then, so I just grew up in the United States.
You're like, I'll pick it up along the way.
I'll pick it up along the way. My parents, we came here to Las Vegas years ago when there was nothing what we have right now.
I know. Trust me, yeah. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 27.
Okay, wow.
27.
Okay.
Yeah.
Está chiquito.
Yeah.
Very young.
Very young.
Compared to
right.
dinosaurs over here.
But I came to the United States when I was 3, and then ever since, I struggled to learn to talk English back then, and then throughout the time, I just got the English out of nowhere. And,
Do you? I'm not gonna say if you miss it because you don't. You don't probably remember your 3 years in Mexico, but was it hard for you to adapt?
At the beginning?
At the beginning.
Yeah, I think when I got here, especially to the United States, I was like, the school system, I was like, I didn't even know how to talk in English. Most of the teachers, I used to try to talk English back then. And it was a struggle at the beginning. When I was born in Mexico, but I was raised here when I was 3, so I had no idea.
Yeah.
I just had to adapt myself eventually.
You have to adapt. We all have to adapt.
Yeah,
right?
we have to.
Now, what about we'll talk about your media company.
Yeah.
But let's go back to your beginnings. Like, what did you used to do before social media and all this?
Well, at the beginning, my parents were a lot of multi-level companies like MLM, Amway, Organo Gold. You name all the companies. Herbalife, you name every company. I grew up in sales because of my parents. At a young age, my parents used to take me to conventions, take me to a lot of personal development. Okay. A lot of those events. In my younger age, I remember going to the conventions at MGM, Mandalay, traveling to California, traveling to Texas. That was my life at a young age. Yeah. 13, 14 years old.
Did you enjoy that?
Oh, yeah. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. I don't know.
When it was fun.
Nobody took me to conventions when
it was fun because I saw my parents, even though back then my dad used to work a 9-to-5 job. Okay. And then after that, he quit his job. Now he has his own company years ago. But I saw that at a young age, see my parents hustle. Yeah. And then my parents used to do those multi-level companies just to make extra money, $1,000 back then. Okay. So back then it was a lot. And,
of course.
But then I saw my parents. After that, my parents started to do my dad quit his job. He started to build his own company. He's a independent contractor. Okay. So then I was my dad. I was like, whoa, what are you doing? And then thank you to them. And my parents took me to the entrepreneurship world, and they just took me. Those events helped me throughout the time.
Have you always been an entrepreneur?
Yeah. Yeah. I never had a 9-to-5.
You never had a 9-to-5 job?
No.
Not even when you were a kid. I'm gonna work at McDonald's. Or
no.
Nothing like that.
No, nothing.
Oh wow. Okay.
Nothing.
What was your first entrepreneurship experience?
I was selling candy.
What kind of candy?
Mexican candy.
Okay. Like at school or where?
Yeah, it was school and also my apartments where I grew up in. Okay. My grandma were like, oh, let's buy candy. Then I'll sell it to my own friends at the neighborhood. So we started to do that. And then in my younger years, I used to go outside with some candies. They're my friends were like, where'd you get it? I'm like, I'm actually selling it right here. Come over. And then I started bringing a full line of my friends.
Oh, shit.
And then that's why little by little, I was like, oh, I could sell candy. And then when I used to live in the apartments back then, I hired my first 4 people. We used to clean. I told the manager, I'll clean the whole entire grass. All the
landscaping.
All garbage. Okay. I'll clean out all the garbage, make it clean for you, and you pay me. And she didn't.
Oh, wow. And then you hire people.
Yeah. But I was like 12, 13. I don't even know what I was doing, though.
Chiquito,
but I don't know what I was doing. But I think my younger age, I was like, I think I figured something out.
Okay. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. Now, you currently have media company. It's called Oscuro.
Yeah, Oscuro Creations. Yeah.
Oscuro Creations. Yeah. Now, what's the purpose behind this company?
Well, building, working with businesses and individuals, building their online presence, more important, building that personal brand.
Okay.
Because more than ever, and this time that we're living, it's if you don't have a personal brand, you're not going to survive in this era. Plus with AI too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, those photos look ridiculous.
So, but more than ever, I think it's important to start building a personal brand. Because if you start building a personal brand, people are going to start to know you more and more.
You know what? Let's talk about that a little bit because I hear a lot of people complain about AI.
Yeah.
In the photo industry.
Yeah. Because
now you can get a headshot, right?
Oh, yeah.
So what is your take on that?
I mean, I don't complain. I use it.
You use AI?
Yeah, I use AI.
So, how does that help? How can that help somebody in your business?
In my business, for my example, I do a lot of AI. Like when I go cover an event, I have my clients' photos done in 5 minutes.
Okay.
But back then was like impossible to do that. 2-3 years ago, you had to do 24 hours.
One by one, right?
One by one.
Yeah.
Now with the software AI that I'm using, it's super easy.
Okay.
And it makes editing way more faster.
Okay.
So, I use that a lot for my photos, for everything, for events. Okay. It just makes it look so clean.
So what is it about personal branding that you think is the most important thing?
I think the way you present yourself on social media.
Okay.
And the way you sell yourself.
Okay.
But also knowing that, this time, the people are being the authority in your brand.
Okay.
Become the number one authority, Like my example, being the number one authority to give the photos in 5 minutes, no photographer could do that.
Okay.
Like become the number one authority in your real estate.
Yeah.
That's like you're the number one authority.
Yeah.
That's the importance of having that personal brand.
Okay. And how did you get to that?
That 5 minutes from
Yeah. No, like that authority, like in your personal branding, like how can somebody get to that?
Well, I took me a lot of years to, and also a lot of mentorship throughout the time, covering those big events with WealthCon and getting those mentorship with people and working with like Ryan Pineda, bigger people here that I got to work closely and be in touch with them, build a relationship with them, work with them. I learned so much just observing them.
Okay.
And working with them too.
So it's the people you hang out with.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your goal for your media company?
To eventually just grow it out and then just everything's getting more automated. So.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm working on some app.
Are you working on an app for your company?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is it supposed to do?
Oh, just like just how with the software that I'm using. Like I do 5 photos, like edit quick through AI. I'm trying to develop that AI app where you get 100 photos, edit quick.
Okay.
And then you get them quick.
So, I mean, for people who complain about AI in their business, I mean, it seems like you're embracing it and you're actually taking advantage of it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Now, we have a thing that people are saying, well, if you're in real estate, AI may displace, real estate agents. But then we're like, well, wait a minute. I mean, if you don't learn it and use it, it might displace you. Like, it might move you away, right?
Yeah, of course.
Rather than embracing it and actually using it to your advantage.
No, yeah, even, Ty Lopez said it. The more billionaires are going to be coming through AI companies. Yeah. People are going to be building more AI apps. If you're an introvert,
there's so many of them already.
Yeah, you got to start building an AI thing. That's the important thing is having that AI, using AI because, for the next couple of years, AI is going to be replacing more jobs.
Yeah.
But the thing is that you can't replace you if you don't know how to use it right now.
Right. Now, let me ask you this. You're Mexican, Latino, right?
Yeah.
What is your take on the current situation right now with everything going on with politics, economics? I mean, I know there's a lot of fear out there.
Oh yeah, there is. I've seen that a lot. I've been going to a lot of restaurants, a lot of stores. It's very empty. There's a lot of even close people that I know are super scared. They didn't want to go out.
Yeah,
they're super scared, and close people that I know too.
Any advice?
I mean, I think that's been happening since many years though.
Right. I mean, that's
not the first time.
How I see it.
It's just the media sells it scared.
Okay.
Very fear. I mean, unless you have a problem, you gotta fix it with the law. But I think this has been going on for many years, not since now.
And we go back to the same thing: the media.
Yeah, the media.
The media.
It's fear.
Is what making it.
And that's what
worse.
happened in COVID, right? We all got scared. I got scared in COVID, and I believed it so much that I was super scared. So it's the same thing. That's what I feel is going on. The same thing.
Okay. So what advice do you give your clients as far as branding?
I say no. Like, have your niche. Have your niche.
Have a specific niche.
Have a specific niche. And most of my clients, like, if your color branding is pink or red, like I have one of my clients, her branding colors are pink. She uses pink, different colors, bright colors all the time when we film.
Like different alterations of pink.
Different outfits. That way, when you see the video, like, you see the like different style. And so also branding colors do matter when it comes to building your brand.
Okay. What advice would you give people that are looking to brand themselves?
I say no. What is your niche, and also like figure out what's on your brand. Like how do you want people to know you? You know.
Okay.
So like, do you want people to know you as I sell insurance, or I sell, just an example, right? Or I sell real estate, or you sell, you own a restaurant. Like, how do people want them to know you?
I always tell people that ask me about social media, is like, okay, well, I mean, it depends how you want people to perceive you, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to be a salesperson?
Yeah.
And just show homes and like just sold, just listed, this house and this that, or do you want to be known for your knowledge and education?
Yeah.
And they go to you because you're knowledgeable. You know, there's a difference there.
Yeah.
And I guess it all comes down to what you do with the content that you create and how people will perceive you, right?
Yeah. Make content that you're educating your clients on. Like example, I make content on why you should work with me. Like giving that photos 5 minutes. Like having the photos that are quick in 5 minutes. Like, wouldn't you want a photo shoot or quick stuff and you get your photos right away?
Yeah.
Like, as I feel like as a client, someone sees that, like, oh man, I want that in my.
Yeah.
Photographers take forever.
Oh yeah.
Take 3 months. It takes 6 months.
The wedding photos.
Or even takes a year. But now it's more easier.
Yeah.
That's what I sold myself in the way where, like, okay, you want to work with me in event photography, you get your photos right away. Yeah. And it's a way I sold myself in a way. But also, my team also like does the same thing too.
How did you get involved in that circle?
What?
Like with Ryan and all them?
Oh, just one of my clients. Her name is Sonia. She connected me to Ryan Pineda. Like she took me to that event a long time ago, and I filmed. We went to go film, and then ever since I've been connected with them very closely. Okay. They ClickFunnels, work with Omar Latar and bigger influencers like him, and then. She also Sonia connected me to Driven too. Okay. Sonia's been very she's one of my clients too, but she's the one who connected me to Wealthcon very deep with them.
Nice. Yeah. Now, what about? I know you're also doing stuff with Nevada Partners. Yes. Talk to me about that.
Yeah. Nevada Partners. Me and Liz, who's my business partner, we created this program called Promise Startups. So we help entrepreneurs grow from 0 to 1.
Okay.
So that's so we help entrepreneurs that are just barely starting.
So somebody that has an idea of a business and they don't know how to start it or how to get it going, then you guys help them with that.
Guidance, yeah.
Okay. And this is through Nevada Partners or is through you guys with Nevada Partners?
Through us, through Nevada Partners.
Okay.
Just the program is called Promise Startups.
Promise Startups.
Yeah, okay. Promise Startups.
And how do they reach you guys?
Through social media. There's Instagram called Promise Startups. That's where you can see all the stuff, all the events that we do. We've done HR classes. We do law classes, like business. Like people learn the basics of a licensing, a corporation, and the LLC, like all the stuff, and branding, automation, tech, implement tech in their business. Why is it important to implement tech in your business through automation and all of that. Yeah.
What about what advice would you give this entrepreneurs like on startups?
From startups?
Yeah. What is your biggest thing do you see, the most common error do you see on startups?
Most of them just want funding, like very easy. When I think you should learn how to start building your brand and start getting sales through social media and building and going on like networking outside too.
Okay.
Because for me, it has always been networking and building like social, like your branding on social media.
You network all the time.
Yeah, I network all the time.
You're always networking.
Yeah, always networking. I think you never stop networking.
Yeah, you never stop networking.
You network in events, but also you network in social media too.
Yeah.
So I think both of them is super important. Like, build those relationships You know, I mean, like, you know, I know you for so many years. Like,
yeah.
And I feel like I know you like forever.
I know. I think it's about 10 years or so.
Yeah, it's been 10 years. You know, that's how I know Alfredo. That's how I know many people. Because those relationships, I never sold nothing to Alfredo.
No, actually, you never have.
Never.
Although we've done things together.
Yeah.
I know that you've done some shoot for us before.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this. So what would you say as an entrepreneur has been your biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge is like finding the right people in your team.
Okay.
You know, as the more you start getting more demand, the more you start growing, sometimes, you know, at the beginning, I made so many mistakes on my beginner stages back in 2019. Once I left the insurance industry and I started my own media thing back then, at the beginning, I was trying to hire people right away, but at the end, I was like...
But you weren't really vetting them.
I wasn't. Yeah. I wasn't ready.
So how did you fix that?
Oh, you know, I was like, you know what? I fired the people and then just, you know, started again.
Start over again.
And then I was like, okay, I just hired an editor in my team who's a great editor who does all my editing for my team, all my clients, and all my stuff too. And then I was like, okay, then I started getting another editor. And then now I'm just training other photographers and the videographers, like who want to learn this industry. So I have a friend who's working with me very closely, and his name is Jose.
Okay.
He works with me on building him up, but also he takes my photos for my speaking events and all of that.
Okay.
That way, he's growing his portfolio. He's getting to know my network with.
So like understanding you guys have. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what book would you recommend to people like wanting to start up a business?
I'd say figure out what do you want to do and do your research before.
But what book would you recommend for them to read?
Oh man, there's so many books. I'd say Rich Dad Poor Dad from Robert Kiyosaki.
Yeah.
That was the first book I read. You know, how to become an employee, business owner to become an investor, right?
Okay.
I remember that was the first book I read when I was a younger age. And then, you know, Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah.
Think and Grow Rich has always been
it's very common.
You know, by Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
And then, you know, The 5 Levels of Leadership from John Maxwell, too.
Okay.
Because I think once you start growing your company, you start to become a leader.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, I don't want to read books on leadership. You have to become a leader eventually. In your company, you gotta learn how to lead yourself first before leading others.
True.
It's the same thing when it comes to life. You gotta learn how to lead.
Exactly.
If you can hire this company, but you're like, well,
you can't expect to be in a position and just all of a sudden be a leader, right?
Yeah. But also now through leadership, it's very important, you know, to gain that leadership.
Yeah.
Going to those events that you know, John Maxwell events or those Tony Robbins events.
Yeah.
They help you grow as a leader.
So work on your self-development as well.
Your personal self.
Okay, personal
it's always going to be the key. And thank you to that. Like I was saying at the beginning, my parents took me to those events at my young age. If I wouldn't went to those events, like I feel like I would be very quiet.
I don't know if I would have been. I actually went to a Tony Robbins event once.
Yeah.
And that was not for me.
Yeah.
You
couldn't jump. You couldn't jump.
I could not deal with that. No, I don't know why, but that was not me. That was not me. But anyways, Suriel, let me know. Let us know where people can reach you, how they can contact you if they want some photo shoots. Now, one more thing. I did see that you there's some videos that you're putting out there that I've seen every now and then about photos. And you're giving a class and you're talking about the importance of photos and your profiles and all this. Tell me a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah. I do a lot of those events. Sometimes I invite a partner, or sometimes outside. I can invite to speak at different events on that. Teaching, like, there's different apps you can use for editing. Like, maybe you don't have a camera. Yeah.
Is that open to everybody? Or?
Yeah, it's open to everybody once I have, when I have an event.
A day,
I have those days, and then I don't have another one coming up, but I'm still working on some other stuff.
Awesome. Well, tell them where they can reach you.
All right, you guys can reach me at Suriel Cruz of Salcedo Oficial on Instagram, and then Facebook, all Suriel, all my profile, all my social media is all Suriel Cruz.
Suriel Cruz.
Yeah. Then in my company page is Oscuro Creations.
Oscuro Creations, that's the other one.
Dark Creations.
All right, and you're going to change it, right?
Yeah, we're going to change it to Scooter Productions.
All right, well, Suriel Cruz, if you guys want any photos or any videography or anything for events, obviously you can reach this guy. And I appreciate you, bro. I mean, it's been a long time, but finally we got one done. So I appreciate you, and then we'll be in touch. So see you guys on the next one.
See you guys.